doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L podcast.
Rocking and rolling. The legendary Spanky Hayes is in
Wow.
the building, man.
How about that?
It's crazy, bro. You just said a minute ago people don't know you're from Detroit, and we got a legendary Detroit comedian here sitting on the couch, man.
How the nerve. They don't know I'm from Detroit, man. Hey, Detroit, I'm from Detroit.
Yeah.
I just want to let y'all know that.
Because when you're in the big leagues for so long, like when you're in LA, when you're in New York, when you're going across the country all the time doing work, people are like, where's the cat from?
Right, exactly. It was crazy.
A little bit about you for anybody that doesn't know, which I'm sure everybody does know. You've been on HBO, man, BET, and most famously, you've been on Wild and Out.
Yeah, I created that show. You know, a lot of people, it was 3 people, me and 4 other people from Detroit. And we all caught the Greyhound to New York, LA, New York too. Opened up for Jamie Foxx for years, called The Other Level. And then, you know, we groomed Nick. Like, Nick is one of my friends. His first manager was from Detroit named Sam, and he worked on cars. He lived in San Diego. Nick used to live in San Diego, when he was younger. So they would bring him to me when, whatever. That was my man, but that's my man still today. We was more like brothers at one time, but now, I don't hate him. I just wish the business went better. Probably on my side.
I wanna get to day 0 of you, and then we can get into Wild and Out. I want to give people the full history of Spanky Hayes before we get into the Wild and Out days. But tell everybody where you're from in Detroit.
I'm from like Curtis and Shasberry. That's by like Emerson High School. And then I moved to Brightmoor, Plymouth, not Plymouth, but Pilgrim and Blackstone, the corner house. The house moved. It's not even there no more. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the house just up and left. Like, there's nothing there where I used to live. So it's crazy. But yeah, Brightmoor.
When you were growing up, was comedy always on your mind? Was life like, all right, I'm going towards entertainment as a child?
Yeah. Because I ain't had no dad, so I was like, I had a hell of a, imagination. You know what I'm saying? And I had my own room. I was spoiled, so I'm the only child. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing shit in the mirror. I think I'm Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy and Red Fox and George Carlin and Robert Williams. I stalked Robert Williams, by the way. I stalked him before.
Well, how'd you do that?
I was in San Francisco on the beach, and we was chilling. I was doing like a room out there, and I seen him riding past on a bike, and then somebody said, yeah, that's his house right there. And I was like, whoa. I was like, okay. I seen him at the Comedy Store 1,000,000 times, but nigga, I'm like, what? So I just knocked on his door, rung his doorbell, and he fucking answered his doorbell like Mrs. Doubtfire. So that shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
So he opens the door. What does he say to you?
He don't even open the door.
Oh, he just on
the intercom.
Okay,
shit. Yeah. Well, it's all good.
That's next level, man.
Yeah, fuck it.
So
man.
you were a huge Robin Williams fan as a kid?
Oh man, Mork for Mork. Get the fuck out of here.
Did you ever see his movie 1 Hour Photo? Where he's like the creepy photo.
Man, yeah, man. That showed his range.
It did, yeah.
Yeah,
it was a creepy ass movie. And then there was this movie called The World's Greatest Dad. Where his son accidentally died. Well, his son was masturbating and choking himself at the same time. So he suffocated himself and died. And
that's how he died.
Yeah. Without the masturbation part, right?
No, I heard all of it.
I'm not about to do that to a legend right now.
No, I love him. I told you I stalked him. Yeah. But yeah, I think he died the same way. David Carradine, he died the same way.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think that's like on some ritual shit. I don't know, but
so when you're doing these impressions in the mirror and everything, it sounds like you have a diverse group of people in mind as far as inspirations are concerned, right?
Right.
So it's everywhere from Red Fox, like you said, to George Carlin, right? So it's very diverse.
Yeah.
These inspirations are the greatest in the game.
Yeah.
Did you have anybody from Detroit like Coco or was Kool-Aid inspiration to you, or were you not aware of them at that age yet?
Me and Coco started out on the same show, the same day. That's how far back me and Coco. I love Coco to death. Kool-Aid, damn, man, bro. That was my best friend, man. That was my Detroit Connect. Like when I was gone, I would call Kool-Aid. What's going on? Da-da-da. Man, bro, I want to steal all his jokes. I love him so much.
Damn.
That's how much I love him.
When you're doing the impressions and everything, when's the day that you decide, all right, it's time to actually try it out and get on stage?
I just kind of got tired of my friends going to jail and trying to sell dope and shit. And, you know, Detroit, you either going to do hair or work at the plant or you going to sell dope. Shit, that's what we do.
That's what you were doing?
I mean, that's what Detroit people do.
Damn.
Girls dance and, you know, I love my city. I'm just saying we have stronger points to get money. Like, you know, nigga gonna get money if he doing something. Yeah. Selling something. I'll just say sell. That's the best way to get money anyway, is to sell. You gotta have something to sell. But yeah, we believe in that out here, in selling, making money.
What was the first day you got on stage?
I would say one of my boys got shot, and I was supposed to go with him, and we went downtown, and I seen Tony Roney, and I was like, and I was hanging with MC Light. Shout out to MC Light, man. MC Light helped me start my career too. We was walking. I met up with them because I wanted to just get out the hood, and young nigga too, and I get with MC Light and them, and we go to this club. They get me in the club. I ain't even old enough. And then I meet Tony Roney, and he's doing comedy. And I was like, damn. And I was watching him like, okay, I think I could do that. And so I met Tony Roney. Tony Roney hooked me up. Shout out Tony Roney. And the rest is history. Like the first time I went on stage, I did great.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was even crazy to me. But the second time I went on stage, I bombed in front of all my friends. Like, I was not funny at all.
The first set that you did you have material planned or did you just go on raw?
Yeah, I always go in raw.
Okay.
Always. That's my style.
So you never really pre-planned too much content?
Not really.
So how did you prepare the first? So when you came on stage, how did you know when you first come on stage, like, okay, this is the angle I'm going to go with? Or did you just have a funny idea in your head that you wanted to get out there?
Yeah, I just was talking about what I saw all the time. Like, you know, little kids following dope heads, asking them questions, you know, going to the store and, you know, fine when the bitches first start smoking crack, she be fine. But then after a while, she don't. Like, just shit that I see. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas be running, throwing the packs, and then other niggas be fine. Like, all kind of shit. Just all street shit.
Yeah.
And then I developed how to say it in a joke form, like, oh, okay, and then, nah, I don't write. I don't like to write. I like to have subjects in my head, but I don't like to write.
So you bomb the second show with your friends are watching, which is obviously probably the worst feeling because you're bombing and your friends are witnessing you bomb.
Right.
So how do you?
And my drug dealer friends.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah, because I'm telling them like, nah, I'm not gonna do this no more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do comedy, man. Get the fuck out of here. And then they're like, I'm like, well, come to the show, man. Fuck it, let's go. And I don't do good.
So they're just sitting there smoking, like looking at you like, motherfucker.
Like, get the fuck, you funnier on the block, niggas. Yeah. That's what they were saying. Like, you funnier in the dope spot. Like,
how'd you get motivated after that to be like, all right, I'm still gonna continue comedy?
Because all my friends was going to jail. They was getting shot. I'm in Brightmore, so niggas is warring. So I was like, I gotta do something else. Like, I don't wanna just do this.
How old were you when you did your first set?
Probably like 17, 18.
Okay, so this is early 2000s that you're roughly hitting the stage.
Yeah, this is like 90. This is like 95, 6.
Oh, so this is earlier than 2000.
Yeah. It's like 95, like yeah, something like that. I didn't really get like really going until like 2000. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I was in LA. I moved to LA in 2006? No, in 96. I moved to LA in 96. So that's when I was doing comedy in Detroit. B's Comedy Kitchen, you know, everybody, downtown, Tony Brown, Coco, Skeeter Murray, Tony Roberts.
What made you go like, okay, I'm going to LA now in 96?
Because I love Tupac. And Tupac was like big as hell at that time. And he had put out Hit 'Em Up. And I was like, dog, I want this guy's energy. Like, how do you get this kind of energy? I wanted it. I felt it. And I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go. And then I had already did like the Fox and, whatever that club is now. I can't remember it, but it's the club.
Comedy Castle?
No, I did that before too.
Mm-hmm. Punchline?
Punchline. I did that too. Child Punchline. No, I'm saying that club that's right next to the Fox. That's right next to it. It's a club.
Magic Bag?
No. Anyway, I'll say it later.
Okay.
But I know that they shot remember in BMF, they shot the scene in there and they was fighting. Jalen Rose was in it. Shout out Jalen Rose. I just can't remember the name of that club right there. But I did that club. All Jokes Aside was another comedy club.
So you did everything you could do in the city, pretty much.
Everything.
So you're
everything.
like, so were you, as far as a comedy figure in Detroit, were you sought out, or were you more so just like tagging along on shows like at that time during '96?
Well, they love newness, so it was easy for me to fit in, and then I was still fairly young, and I'd start doing extra work. Moesha, that was my first show, so I would be background, so I would get money. I looked at it differently because I was used to making money. So, like comics, when they go to LA, a lot of them starve. A lot of them get jobs. The lucky ones or the ones that use their fucking brain. But you gotta have money out there. So I was like, well, look, I could still be around in the business. I could still hang around friends. I met Moesha. I met Brandy, Ray J, Kim Kardashian, fucking everybody. Kobe Bryant, everybody on that set. YA.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? From Boys and Men. I seen Wanye and Kobe have a fight.
Really?
Well, it wasn't really a fight, but
Just like a little skirmish real quick?
Yeah, I mean, Kobe just kind of socked me. Bang, bang.
Socked him?
Yeah. Kobe was a vicious guy.
Not like a punch. Just
yeah.
What were they fighting about?
Over Brandy.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, if you remember, Kobe took Brandy toward prom or his prom, one of them proms. And they were dating at the time. Wanye and Brandy were dating at the time. So I guess Kobe was like, no, this is my bitch now. And just socked him out.
You watched this happen?
Yeah. It was on set.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What was his energy
Fred's
like?
Star.
I know before we even started, we were watching the Pistons game. You said you were more of a Lakers and Kobe fan at the time. His energy and his aura and everything he represented has to be profound in person, right? Like when you see him, right?
And it was two different Kobes too, because it was a number 8 Kobe.
24.
He was fucking wild as hell. And then the 24 Kobe is when he got in trouble.
Yeah.
So he was really mild kind of guy. Who was that? What's that? What's this? But I knew both of them.
So you were around him long enough to kind of really feel him out?
Hell yeah. Kobe was the man. But he would be around, but he would just be out in the suburbs. He would never come to like LA City and hang around. He ain't had no business doing that anyway.
So when you're on the show, you're paid as an extra.
Right.
You're getting money. You're getting a little bit of money doing that, right?
And
you have your own money
bitches.
saved up too, though, right?
Yeah, meeting the stars of the shows and meeting girls, meeting everybody.
Yeah.
That's how I met LA. So it's like, then I started doing movies, extra work.
I know that you actually had a chance to meet Tupac too, right?
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
You met him not too long before he passed away.
Yeah. I seen him 2 times before he passed away.
What was your encounters with Tupac?
Well, it was shout out to Tommy Chung. That's a comedian from Detroit too. You know what I'm saying? Legend.
Tommy Chung is from Detroit?
No, his name is Tommy Chung.
Oh, I was about to say.
Tommy Chung. But
Jesus.
No, he's a legend too, man. He's out there. He came and picked me up from the airport. That's a wild ass day. I had a wild ass day that day. But I get to LA and Tommy Chung picks me up and he takes me to Roscoe's Chicken Wild as soon as I get there. And look, we had a light and I look over and it's fucking Tupac.
Wow.
And I'm like, what the fuck? But then I'm so Detroit at this time. I just kind of look at him like, I know this guy. And then I thought to myself, nigga, you ain't in Detroit. You should probably look again. I looked again. I was like, oh shit. Then I went crazy. Oh motherfucker, crazy, crazy on that guy, bro. But I talked to him. I probably was the last positive conversation he had before he died, man, because he died soon after that. I seen him in Vegas too on fight night, but he was like walking around, pacing around, cussing at everybody.
What was the conversation you had with him that was positive?
Like, because I just was telling him, like, you and Biggie should stop fighting, man, and do some songs together or something. And this dude is in a Rolls Royce, by the way, drop top. This 96, you know what I'm saying? I moved there September 3rd, 96. So I think he got shot like the 9th or something like that. So I'm talking, this is like the very end of his life, like type shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kicked it with, and he knew Tommy Chun. So that was even fucking me up even more because I'm looking at him, talking to him like,
man,
whoa.
Tupac is still the person that as far back as he passed away, if you see him on YouTube or a clip of his real life moments, you always just click. Like, I have
swear.
to see. Like, something about his aura is like irreplaceable. Like, you've never seen it again after him.
Never, man.
You know?
Tupac is one of the greatest
I heard it
rappers.
before he passed away, too. He gave away all of his stuff to all of his friends. He had his friends, like, pick out his jewelry and his clothes and all
That's
these
crazy.
things.
Somebody told me the same thing.
Yeah, like, he had a sense for, like, his passing was coming for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And now they're thinking that, like, Diddy was behind both Biggie and Tupac's deaths, which is insane.
Man, that's crazy, man, because I've worked for Diddy. I've done albums. I've been on Diddy albums.
I heard you were hosting his parties, man.
I've hosted a few parties.
Jesus, man.
Nick Cannon DJ'd the parties. So I've been to a lot of, wrote for him before. So I've actually worked for Diddy before a lot. And he's always been cool to me. Like, I've never seen him do crazy shit like that. Well, but I'm sure if you're like that, you know who to be in front of like that and who not to be in front of like that.
Yeah, but the whole essence of the Diddy Party makes you feel like you see everything that happens.
But nah, you don't. You don't. If you stay where the lights are, you won't see nothing. You gotta go in the dark.
You never went into the dark?
One time looking for the bathroom, and when I opened the door, I was like, whoa.
What did you see?
Oh, man. It was a man. Oh, wow.
Was it anybody you recognized, or was it just, like, weirdness?
I'll say both, but I won't say it. I'm trying to get into this thing where I don't say names anymore.
Okay.
But, yeah, it was weird, bro.
What were the unidentified
weird.
people doing?
It was a girl in there. I'll just say it was a girl in there, and she was looking like, whoa, like, save me, help me. But I just closed the door real fast, like, oh shit, I don't, because I ain't want everybody to get up and start looking and shit. Like,
is the essence of, like, first of all, Diddy at the time is a substantial figure in hip hop and the world. I mean, like, the country itself, because he's just a prominent ass figure. He's an entrepreneur, wealthy as hell, blowing up multiple artists. He's huge.
Yeah.
So,
and we grew up on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Him having you host his parties, how does that come about? Does he just go like, you're a funny motherfucker, like, come host my parties?
Well, a little. Well, I did Bad Boys of Comedy. He had like a comedy series. So I did that, and my views went up pretty well. So, and then I would just kind of be around him. I don't know why. I would just kind of, I would be everywhere though. So it's like, I would just always see him. What up, man? What up? Man, hey, host this for me. It's just about being out. Like, a lot of comedians think it's about being the funniest and all that. It's about relationships.
Right.
Like a lot of funny niggas is on because they don't got to be funny. They just have the right relationships. And, hey, you fit the part. Hey, come here, man. Hey, read this. All right, man, you can do it. Come on, let's do it. It's that simple. It ain't about – a lot of people waste time, like, trying to be so talented. And being talented is great, but we live in a world right now where it's the 30-second or the minute rule. Like, if you ain't, attractive in 30 seconds, nigga, it's over. So it's like, it don't really take talent to be 30 seconds, to do it in 30 seconds. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
So they really subtracted it a lot since my day. See, in my days, motherfuckers sleeping on couches, getting relationships that way, eating oodles and noodles. You don't got to do that now. It's kind of sickening, but
it kind of works in both ways in your effort, right? Because you're a super talented comedian at the time. Well, you still are, but I'm saying at the time you're a very talented comedian at the time, and you're not working. So you're doing the best of both worlds, right? And so when he sees that, he's like, okay, I need to work with you, or you're just around enough to be able to
you're
hold
just
supporters?
cool enough. You're cool enough. It's almost like, well, he been around and he ain't said nothing yet, so he cool.
So what's your first day like hosting a Diddy party? Like, is it just chill?
It's just like any other party.
Yeah.
Like, because Diddy used to have the best parties. Like if it's Soul Train Awards, he having a Soul Train party. You know, if it's Grammy night, he having a Grammy party. So he having the party. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just to be in there, man.
Who'd you get to see?
Everybody. Anybody you can think of.
Dave Chappelle, obviously. Oh, you met Dave Chappelle,
that's my
right?
guy.
Yeah,
That's my guy.
Shit. Trying to think who would be at a Diddy party.
Everybody. Anybody you can think of.
Was Eminem over there?
I doubt it.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I doubt it.
Trying to think of who is somebody that would be like, damn.
Shout out to him, man.
You know,
that's my guy.
You know Eminem too?
I love Eminem.
Have you met him?
Yeah.
Really?
Hell yeah.
I didn't know you met him.
I've been on TV for 20 years. Yeah, I met that motherfucker. And my cousin is Swifty McVeigh.
No fucking way.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Oh shit.
So, I met him through that way. That's my initial
original D12 members.
Man, all of them. I know all of them.
Oh.
They are cool. And Obie Trice, that's my dog.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you guys have a super history with the song. And
oh,
everything. Yeah.
Man, this guy did 2 songs named after, I mean, that's the biggest honor ever. Wow.
But you guys got in a lot of trouble together with the songs you guys made, right? Like, it was controversial. Everything you guys did together was controversial, too,
pretty
right?
much.
Yeah. I don't want to skip past your history, though, man. I want to kind of continue the lineage of you hitting LA, right? This is you have money enough to live. You don't have to be a starving comedian while you're in LA, but you're trying to figure out the game. So what's the journey like?
Well, I was starving. It's just but I had got active fast. And I did it by extra work, like I was saying. A lot of comedians out there didn't want to do extra work. They were trying to be the star, which I did too. I was too. But I knew that would be a good way to make money. And if I got there and got a good enough history, then I wouldn't have to be in the scenes. So it's kind of like getting free money, almost being, welfare almost. So that was dope. But going there, I just had to. I had to go. Like, I remember this guy named Raymond Lambert, this motherfucker who owns All Jokes Aside, the comedy club. Mm-hmm. And I remember telling him that, yeah, man, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm leaving Detroit, because he had one here in Chicago. So I did every gig I could do to get as much money as I could so I could leave. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing everybody. If you have a microphone, I'm doing. You got a couple hundred or even 100, 75, let's go. Give it to me. I'm out of here. So, I did a gang of that, 2 weeks of that, like Kobe tour. And then got the fuck on, man. I had to. I didn't want to be like a Coney 500-pound nigga, baby mamas all over the west side. One on the east side. I didn't want that. That's what all my friends was doing. Like, all of them. Like, they just fucking bitches and going to jail and getting sacks and come on, man. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
So you have to take like a different route, basically.
I knew it. Yeah. It was inevitable. Like, I would have been in the ground. I'm pretty sure. Not that I'm so tough, but it was just the surroundings I was around. People I was around was getting popped. So I was like, what the fuck? Like,
When you're doing Moe shows in LA, right?
Yeah.
So you're doing the show. What's the next big production you get to be a part of after that?
I would say I start warming up for Kenan and Kel show.
Way.
Yeah. Then Nick Cannon started doing it right after me.
So what is the warming up for Kenan and Kel like? How does it work?
So it's like so maybe the cameras, something dies out. The battery.
Standing in until they get there? Okay.
Exactly. So you have a DJ. They playing DJ. You got a big swag bag and you giving shit out. And then you might say, okay, so this is the scene where, I did Moesha too a few times. Hakeem comes in. He's mad. What happened in school? Lamont Bentley, rest in peace. Lamont Bentley, the guy who played Hakeem on Moesha. Mm-hmm. So that's when I first did warm up was Moesha. But then I ended up doing Kenan and Kel.
What was
and
that?
Then that was like a whole nother bracket. Like that was Nickelodeon. That shit was fucking wild. Like, them kids go crazy. Nickelodeon kids, nobody party harder than them.
Were you
Disney and them.
Who'd you stand in for when you were doing? Were you Kenan?
No. I would just have the microphone and explain to the crowd because they would probably get restless or something. So I would give them stuff to liven them up and say, "Oh, shit," like that. And then I would break down the scene, like, this is about to happen. When that happens, y'all give them a big round of applause, and don't forget to be kind with the laughter. Kind of coaching them.
So when you're on the set and when the jokes are happening, like if I'm watching an episode of Kenan and Kel and the audience is laughing and stuff like that, is all that natural, or are you kind of like telling them like this is the time to laugh?
Yeah, they might have a warm up.
Oh, okay.
So, but then they might have taped 3 shows that night too, so it might be some of the same audience.
Oh.
So it might be a little dull in there. So you might have a person come in with the big laugh sign, one on this side, one on that side, laugh, and then throwing out candy and throwing Snickers and free shit, and so that makes them keep going.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you get to meet Kenan and Kel? Like actually, like
oh yeah, them
chop
both
it up
of my
with?
boys. Both
Really?
of them.
Wow.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Both of my boys.
Wow.
Yeah, I grew up with all of them. Cal Macy, the homie. You know what I'm saying? Then Nick. Okay, so I met Lamont Bentley. I started hanging with him first. He passed away. But I met him first, then I met Nick. But I was working the whole time. But I was doing back work, but it was still work because I'm seeing myself on TV too. Like, what the fuck? Like, okay, this is crazy.
So every time I ever watched an episode of Kenan and Kel, and I've seen every single episode, you were chilling there.
Yeah,
That's
just chilling.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Moesha too. How to Be a Player, Players Club. Ice Cube paid for my SAG. He paid for me to get in SAG. Ice Cube.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because he wanted me to do AJ Johnson's part. Rest in peace, AJ Johnson. And I guess they wasn't. I guess whatever it was, and so they had prepped me for it. Remember, he was at the door. If you ever seen Players Club, the guy at the door. So he prepped me for that role. But I guess it ended up working out. But it's all good. He put me in SAG. I still did extra work, made some money. In that movie, if you look into the strip club scenes, I'm in every one. Once you see me one time, you're gonna be like, "Oh, this motherfucker been in all this shit." Like, it's crazy. But I was just doing that for money. Like,
let me ask you a question. So you're doing high caliber productions.
Yeah.
You're doing, kind of like, work that is not easy to get to be a part of. You have to be a trusted, responsible.
It was the right time.
Yeah. So you just everybody was aware of you to some degree to be like, he's a competent person that we can rely on, right?
Yeah. And then I would always be funny because, again, we would be in rooms for hours and not doing nothing. So I would be funny. Motherfuckers, casting agents would come in and be like, "Damn, that guy's kind of funny."
So it's inevitable that eventually you're going to get your big break. That's kind of how it works when you're just in the scene. You're constantly working. You're staying reliable. And
you got to be there. You got to be there.
Oh.
And people got to want you to be there.
Yeah.
So that, people call you, "Hey, what's up, kid? Hey, I'm over here. Come over here, bro. It's live over here." Like, you know what I'm saying? So people kept me in the loop because I was just cool, like a cool person. Yeah. And I wasn't a gangbanger at that, so it was like, yeah, you cool. You from Detroit. You ain't even from here. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you.
So during this work, is it just another production after that, or is that?
Yeah, they just kept coming, man. I got a string of stuff. And then Nick, all of a sudden, then Nick got a deal. So I had okay. So the other level I was telling you about earlier, we had a deal with Will Smith. And then it was the Other Level show, but nobody picked it up.
What's the show?
Wildin' Out, basically.
Oh, okay.
So, and then Nick had a show. He had a deal, and his show didn't go together. I'm sorry. His deal didn't click. So I think I'm gonna either say Will Smith told Nick Cannon, "Hey, take this show," or Nick Cannon said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna take this show, but I'm gonna get Spanky because Spanky's the leader and he knows how to, show me how to do the show." So once I taught Nick and MTV how to do the show, they tried to fire me like 5-6 times, like word, like for real. Like before we even filmed, they fired me like twice. Yeah.
When Nick's pointing at you and saying he wants you to be a part of the production,
right,
which is Wild and Out,
right?
What makes him pick you?
Because I was the blueprint to what he was trying to do.
But how does he figure out that you are the blueprint to everything?
Because he's hanging with me every day.
So he's just seeing like, yo, based off of what I'm seeing from this guy,
Mm-hmm.
the self-generating content that he is,
Yeah,
he can do this. He can help me accomplish my goals with the Wild and Out.
for sure.
So that's as simple as it is as far as you guys starting it together. It's just to
That's one way to look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a better way of kind of expanding on the way I'm kind of perceiving it?
Well, I mean, it's kind of whatever. But he knew that we had something. They were even trying to put him in our group, but he was like younger than us, so it was like I don't think that'll fit. So he waited 3 years, 4 years. He was doing roll bounce. I'll never forget this. He was doing it in Chicago, and I just happened to be in Chicago. And he was like, yo, come to the set. And when he was telling me the idea, he said, I got a deal with MTV. And I was like, word. He was like, yeah, we're going to do a show. And I'm like, all right. I was like, going to put me on? And he was like, of course. And I was like, so what's the show about? And he was like, it's kind of like the show that you do. You and your group do. I was like, oh, so you're going to put all of us on it? And he was like, no, just this you. And I was like, what? And then I was like, all right.
So this is something I'm ignorant of. This group that you're talking about that's doing the show that's basically Wild and Out before Wild and Out. What was the show called?
We were called The Other Level.
The Other Level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joe Blunt, Howie Bell, Tony Roberts, Thomas Ward.
Was it on TV?
Andre McCoy. We did, it was This Is How We Do, that nigga, Montel Jordan. He was hosting this Motown live show. And then at the end of their episodes, we would come on and do something. So that was like what we was doing before. But it was more like songs. But games, we was doing everything.
Okay, so
we did Wild and Out, basically.
So this is the map of the show that you created, and then he sees it and goes, let's turn that into like an actual television show for MTV.
Right.
And then he knew you were the one who was kind of the mastermind behind making it work and operate. So he picked you, but not the rest of the people that were involved in it.
Exactly.
And first day of shooting and everything, they tried to fire you before the show even starts?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what did they need you for if they were going to fire you?
They needed me because I knew how to do the show correctly.
Yeah.
They would have just been throwing darts, you know what I mean? So I had the formula. I've just been doing it.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we were doing. So he knew that I was very dedicated to it. So he knew that I would come in and kill it. So, I mean, but it ain't all bad. I still got to do a TV show.
No, for sure. It's just interesting how that works for anybody, because I'm heavily involved in like the upcoming underground scene, and it's like interesting to hear the stories of like people trying to accomplish their goals or dreams, and then somebody kind of manipulates a situation and like ruins it for you. So when they try to fire you the first time before the show even films, what's the way of how'd they try to do it? How'd they try to fire you?
They just called me in the office. I remember this redhead. It was a redhead casting agent. She was kind of fine. And she had freckles on her face and shit. She was firing me. I was like, damn, you firing me? You fine as fuck. Why they let you fire me? I was like, damn, all right. So I told Nick, and he got mad immediately. What? They fired you? Nah, fuck that. Walked me right back up to the office. Hey, no. We can't do this without him.
Yeah.
It's like, no. They tried to turn it really, really white. And eventually they did get a lot of white cast members. But it was the only black show on MTV, the second one. The first one was Yo MTV Raps. The second one was Wild and Out.
Man.
So
the show's obviously a massive hit, right?
Yeah.
Huge success. You're a part of it.
Yeah.
You're working with Nick Cannon, man. Talk about the experience from the first episode and on.
Man, it was crazy, man. It was crazy because the first episode, Cat. I don't know if Cat was on that one. He wasn't on that one. I think he came. No, he was definitely on the first season. Well, I don't know. I just remember Cat coming out and everybody saying, "Money, Mike, money, Mike," and I was like, "Damn!" I looked at Effion like, "Damn, he already famous." And he was like, "Yeah, he is." So that was kind of a trip. So I was like, "Damn, everybody see us." Like, it didn't really hit me until it started coming on TV. But when we was filming it, it was so fun. Like, damn, this gonna be. We was all thinking this about to be crazy. And then it was right after Dave Chappelle went off TV. See, all this shit is. That's what I'm saying, guys.
Post Chappelle.
Yeah, so this is when Dave Chappelle's going to Africa and they say he crazy and shit like that.
So he was doing crack in Africa.
All that.
Yeah.
So, right shortly after that, that's when Wild 'N Out came out.
Wow. So like it was the perfect timing too for the show to come out.
Well, they're not really gonna let two black shows come out like that at the same time.
You think that's like a real thing?
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. So or we're gonna have to compete against each other. So they're not gonna put two black shows in two good spots. They're gonna put them both.
I thought Chappelle's show was on Comedy Central when it came out.
Yeah, but it would have been MTV and Comedy, so they would have made black people pick. Like, so you want to watch Dave Chappelle? You've seen that already. So here's a new show, Wild 'N Out, full of niggers. Let's go. So it's like,
So you guys are blowing up. You guys get Cat Williams. You don't even realize how big Cat Williams is at the time.
Yeah, but we all knew, but we was more shocked that he was going to be on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, like, wow, okay.
So what's the experience like as far as watching the show trajectory just skyrocket?
Man, by the second season, and when we knew we was shooting the second season, it was like, whoa. Man, I bought a fucking Maserati and all kind of jewelry.
You bought a Maserati with your first season check?
Yeah, well, I was getting checked. We was getting checks then. We was getting a lot of money then. By the fourth season, fifth season, I was a straight up baller, like baller. 3 cars, both of my baby mamas straight. Everybody, but yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy time.
Was the show, as far as productions running, vanilla? Like it just, besides them trying to fire you the entire time, was it like just simple as far as the cast member, the guest comes in, we do the show, next?
Right. Well, my job was I was like a on-floor writer. Like, so I wrote for a lot of people. So whenever I was on the black team, I was writing for the guest star. Or at least getting them prepped. Like, they might have seen the show once because we were still new then. So it's like they might have seen it before, but don't really know how to approach it. Look, say it like this. No, I wouldn't say that. Just say it. It's going to be funny. And then they'd be like, oh, and that's really how I made a lot of relationships. Method Man, that's one of my best friends. He called me every Christmas, Chris Brown. We talk to each other on holidays and shit like that. And it's all because we all helped each other do something. Like, hey, just say it like this. Really? Yeah. All right, I'm going to try it. So, and then when I was on the red team, I would be writing for Nick. And this is when Nick had like 4 other jobs. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't really focusing on Wild 'N Out at one point. He really wasn't tripping on it as much because he had like 3 other jobs. So when he come in, I got jokes for him already. And I got to have my own jokes. So, man, that was a crazy time. I was really using my brain back then.
Just like a talent court. Like, I don't even know what you call that. Kind of like everything. Director.
Like Draymond Green. That's what I would call it. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely controlling the floor.
What was the most difficult guest that you had to help coordinate with?
Probably Common. He was a dickhead. I mean, he didn't want to say nothing. Like I was like, yo, say this. No, I won't say that about that sister. Nah, that brother, I don't know that brother like that. Oh, nigga, you on the comedy show. So we only did like half a show with him, I think. Yeah. Like that I can remember. His show was like really like short. No. Yeah, because he didn't want to say nothing.
So the show, as far as telling people, kind of script writing for the talent.
Yeah.
What was the talents, like whoever the guest was, what was their initiative of coming on? Like what was their agenda for coming on? Like was it just promoting themselves or like I fuck with Nick so I'm gonna pull up? Like what was like the reason for them to coming?
I would say it's probably more relationships on Nick, Like Nick knew everybody. We all knew everybody. Like it was just, about Nick knew everybody though. Let me not take that from him. But if you in Hollywood, you know who's around Hollywood. No. You're going to be bumping into everybody there.
When you realize the show is a success and you're spending all this money and stuff, you know that there's no end coming soon for it because the views were skyrocketing. I remember everybody at school was talking about the show every fucking day. People would like bust out the classroom and do their own verses and shit like that with each other.
That's crazy. Yeah, I never thought that. Look, it's still going.
It's still,
right now.
But the money, the amount of success you were seeing from it, you didn't think that's going to die down at all, right?
I didn't never, no. I didn't because we was doing shit that nobody ever done before. So it was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna die out. I've retired. That's the only reason why my career came to a halt because, man, I got tired of that shit, man. Being a rock star is hard, bro.
For sure.
Oh my God, man. Like, just keeping up with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it ain't a diamond ring, a AP or a fucking grill. Shout out to my Crime Jewels. That's my guy, my jeweler. I had 100 grills. I had all that shit, bro. Trying to keep up with myself.
I seen in a talk that you were averaging around $27,000 per episode.
Yeah, that was in the beginning. I ended up like I seen some $67,000 checks
for an episode.
For one episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
What made the fluctuation between getting paid $27,000 to $60,000?
The guest star.
Oh wow.
The budget, basically.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah, we get somebody local. We don't got to fly them in. We don't got to do this. Then you definitely gonna get more money.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So you're doing very well for yourself. During the show, were you doing anything else on the side, or were you just focused on the show?
Well, at the time, I didn't have to do nothing else, but the show, and then it was so time consuming. I couldn't do comedy too. I couldn't do stand up and that at the same time.
But at least it was the same thing, right? Kind of. You're still kind of working on it, but not like with a crowd like kind of responding to your jokes. But you're still crafting like your intellect, right?
In a sense, it's kind of like. Improv is comedy, but it's like having a job. That was like having a job. So in comedy, you don't get a lot of jobs. Yeah. So in stand-up.
Was the bachelor life exciting at that time? Because you're like fucking a celebrity, and it's just like all the women are like, "Yo, what's up?"
It was crazy, bro.
You wish you could go back sometimes?
Probably for a couple hours.
Just get off real quick.
Yeah,
and
just
come back
get off. Let me see. All right, I remember this. All right, let me go.
I had that like a year, not a rock star level, but like Detroit hood level, like Detroit fan. Like I had that last year. I was going before we got in a relationship. I was going crazy, man. I was like, I can't believe I could just DM women and then they pull up.
Hit you back.
It's like what?
And it's more simpler now. Your general way, we had to still talk.
Oh, yeah.
I remember calling bitches house phones. Everybody know you. The uncle, the daddy, that motherfucker calling again. Yeah, dog, come on. This came a long way, bro. But yeah, man, ain't nothing like this lifestyle, man. I wouldn't trade it for nothing, bro.
With Wild 'N Out, were you able to, was it like hot girls front row till security bring them to the back type shit?
They already knew my type after a while.
What was the type?
Like my wife.
Okay,
exactly like her.
That's smart. Okay.
Right, that was a smart answer, right? Yeah, man. Happily married, motherfuckers.
That's beautiful, man.
Hell yeah,
it's amazing to hear.
Fucking love it.
Now, obviously, some type of controversy happens where you're a part of the show, and then people are like, "Yo, where'd you go? You disappear.
Right.
You're not on the show anymore for whatever reason." There's this story that you were kicked off the show, but on your end of it, you were retired. So there's kind of like that angle. I know,
right?
It can be debated.
Corey Holcomb said that dumbass
Corey
shit.
Holcomb obviously goes on YouTube and
fuck you, Corey Holcomb. You fat bitch.
Do you guys actually hate each other? Or is it kind of a joke?
I don't fuck with. Listen, it's like this. He's a cool guy to work with at the time. 15 minutes before he said that on the internet, I would have said, "I love that guy." Why would you just pull my name out of the hat? Like, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. So he's on some shock jock shit. So it's whatever. Live your life, man. Don't say my name again, though. And he'll be here on the 30th. I'm going to just leave it like that.
So
you better hope I'm not here on the 30th.
So your claim is that you're retired or you were just done with the show, but you're also seeing less checks. Like for you, it's like at one moment you're seeing like roughly 27,000, 60,000 per episode.
Yeah.
And then when MTV2 comes out and the show kind of changes placement, you're starting to seeing $1,000 checks instead.
Yeah. Start seeing 15, 3,000, 3,000s, some 5,000s, but some 1,500s. What the fuck?
So were you doing the same amount of work that you were doing on MTV1 and on MTV2? So you're doing more work on MTV2 for the same show, but getting paid way less.
Yeah, because the people in New York, they really don't know the show. So it's like, oh man, this is the wrong angle, man. This has to be like this. And now I'm like floor directing. Nigga, hell no. I quit.
Is the only reason that the show gets to that point where you're making less money because the show's views are down? Like, is the viewership's down now, so everybody makes less money, or is it just New York cutting costs, or how does it work?
Yeah, it was like, they were like cutting costs, but it was definitely not MTV anymore. It was MTV2.
Yeah.
It was a growing, channel. I think all they had was Pregnant at 16 at the time, some shit like that.
What do you think killed the show, kind of, like, as far as it doing crazy ratings to the ratings dropping?
The budget, because they don't pay anybody anymore. They don't pay stars anymore. You know what I'm saying? They would get the internet people that they don't have to pay nothing, basically. So it's like, yeah, why not? Now then it got hella homosexual. Nothing wrong with homosexual people. Just roll your own weed. I don't want to smoke weed with you. But, they got a whole bunch of cast members that's same sex, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But they just changed the show, and it's more like a circus. So I don't want to be in no fucking circus.
Right.
Now get out of here.
So Corey's claims that you were kicked off the show for acting wild you're false. Like, there's no validity to what he said.
Corey Holcomb wouldn't be on Wildin' Out if it wasn't for me. I put him on that show. I suggested that Nick go, because Nick needed more black people. They were fighting. I said that earlier. They was trying to make it real white. So we were fighting against that, saying, well, who can we get that's black? Who's funny? D-Ray. Because I'm in the clubs. I'm doing comedy every night with D-Ray and Corey. Put them on. Give them an audition or something. I went to Corey at the Improv and told him, look, shave all your face, even your mustache, shave all that shit off. Because, they say you look old. So just shave all your shit. Look at me, nigga. I did the same thing. So you do it and get this money. And so he did it.
Yeah.
So I ain't mad at Corey. It's all internet bullshit.
Okay.
I'm sure when the God and the devil even see each other, they don't argue. They just talk and be like, haha, I did that, I told you.
So your skill trade besides stand-up comedy is being able to take a situation and amplify it for entertainment purposes. Like, you are really good at, like, sculpting things and figuring out, how do I make this the best presentation for comedy and entertainment itself?
I would say.
Which is a fundamental tool for a lot of productions, right? So is Wildin' Out, like, after that happens, what's the next big concept for you, the next big move for you?
All right, so after that, I start getting movies, which that's what I always wanted to be. I wanted to do stand-up comedy because that's what was in Detroit. I couldn't find any acting, nothing. Plays, but it seemed generic to me. I was like, no, I want to be like fucking Tom Cruise. I always had big dreams about the shit. Jim Belushi, like it's more, real actors. Joe Pesci, real actors.
I see you, like, in the Ice Cube lane, like, type time, like, kind of put you towards there. Yeah.
I think Mike Epps hated on me, so Mike Epps hated on me to Ice Cube, and told him don't fuck with me.
What was Ice Cube trying to cast you in, do you think?
He tried to cast me in a lot of shit, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of shit, bro. Like, but I think anything Mike Epps is in, he probably.
Well, we're talking about
Hated
next
on
Friday
me.
is the first big one that they do together, right?
Right.
And then they have the
I
lottery.
was right around that time. I was there. I was right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right there.
Did they have a conversation about putting you in next Friday?
Well, I had auditioned for Michael Rappaport's part, and this is how I know that somebody threw a monkey wrench in the program. Is that years later, after Friday, Cube came up to me and said, man, I wish I would have put you in there, man, because I had to pay him like triple the money I was gonna pay you.
Yeah.
So that's like, so that means you was gonna give me the role, but somebody hated on me. It's a crazy ass business, bro.
They were going to put you in Michael Rappaport's role?
Yeah, I mean, remember he had a very small role, small role.
So
Gave him the eviction notice.
So Ice Cube tells you this, and then you're thinking to yourself, who could have thrown the wrench in my play?
I know who did it.
And why would Mike Epps have a problem with you?
Because it's competition.
But he already has the second leading role in the whole movie.
Yeah, but we were still young in the game. That wasn't sure that was going to keep going like that.
So was it really that competitive to the point where people would try to do these, like, subtle little things to keep talent that could outstand them? Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, you don't have to be the most talented to get the most work. You just gotta have friends. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do favors.
Yeah.
So, I'm from Detroit, man. I don't do a lot of favors. So it's like, I ain't never been into that shit. So I was like, nah.
What movies did you audition for?
Oh man.
In LA.
Wow.
That's
a good question.
That actually became like something. I like the fucking Tubi
okay,
movie.
so all I would say is like movies that I auditioned for that I didn't get, and then I see the movie and be like, oh, that's fucked up.
Which ones?
What's the one with Ben Stiller when they were all in Hawaii?
Meet the Fuckers?
Not Meet the Fuckers. Brandon T. Jackson ended up being in it too, but I read for a different part than him. I just can't remember what it was.
The one with the fat girl?
And then old boy had the black face.
Oh, you talking about Zoolander?
Not Zoolander. Tropic Thunder.
Oh, Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Wow, so you
So I auditioned for that, but I didn't get the role.
Wow.
So and I seen that, and then I seen Wu-Tang, the TV show.
Oh, damn.
I auditioned for that too, and I didn't get the role, and I was like, oh,
damn.
the fuck. I still watched it though. And then Lottery Ticket. Now here's a crazy story. This is Hollywood. I'll try to say it fast. So they got Hollywood. Brandon T. Jackson, shout out Brandon T. Jackson from Detroit. He was in it already. So I'm reading the script. The script breakdown. All of the agents get the script breakdown, right? So in the script breakdown, they break it down a character, and it says a Spanky Hayes type. Yeah. So all of the agencies are calling me because it says a Spanky Hayes type. So it's a long story, but let's go on. I auditioned 100 times. In front of Ashe, in front of Cube, in front of the producers, in front of investors. I read the fuck out of this shit. The lady says to me, one day she says, you didn't read it as well as you've been reading it. And I said, well, damn, I've been reading it 100 times. And I was like, well, listen, why do I got to go through all this? It says Spanky Hayes type, and I'm Spanky Hayes. She said, just because it say Spanky Hayes type don't necessarily mean we want Spanky Hayes. What?
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's
the
insane.
Fuck out of here. So yeah, bro, this is a shitty business, bro.
That's kind of weird. That how many times realistically do you think you actually auditioned for that movie though? Like not hundreds, right? But like how many times do you think you?
A good 12.
12. That's a lot though, right?
That's a hell of a lot for one project.
Feels like your time was being messed with or something.
Man, like give it to me already, man. Like make me an offer. They weren't making me offers, so I'm like,
I know with Goodfellas, Ray Liotta was like basically begging Martin Scorsese for the role. Like he was like following him places. He was like, yo, please just give me a one chance. And it's like sometimes they just don't know right away, right?
Right. Well, the thing is this about auditioning and shit is like they don't know what they want. So it's like you give them what they want. All they can see is the words on the paper. They don't.
Now, you know what's really funny? I actually seen you a long time ago before I knew who you were because you were in Pauly Shore's dad.
Yes.
And Pauly Shore.
Shout out to Pauly Shore.
I used to be made fun of as a kid growing up because Pauly Shore was like my idol. Like
that's my man.
He was my guy. Like growing up. But I loved Pauly Shore to death. I watched Pauly Shore's dad. Obviously, every fan does. I popped in the DVD. You're in there, which is insane.
That's insane. My first movie. So I became a Comedy Store regular, and my name got put on the wall at the Comedy Store. This is 2000, something like that. And Pauly Shore says, I'm shooting a movie, and he asks his mom, who's the last, regular that you passed as a regular, and I'm going to put him in my movie, and it was me.
Wow.
Fucking crazy.
So Mitzi picked you?
Yeah.
That's
I love
crazy.
Mitzi. That was like my mom, man.
That's insane.
Yeah, that was my mom.
You had a close relationship with Mitzi?
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely. That was my mom.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard that she was really good at crafting comedians, but she like really threw everybody up to the challenge. Like if Chris Rock would come in and she knew you had potential, but you weren't up to his level, she would like put you to open up for him or get him.
Or right after him.
Right after. Yeah, that's the worst, right?
Yeah, right after him.
He tears up the room, now you got to go.
Yeah, now you go up. Show him how to do it. You're at home.
What was some challenges that Mitzi threw at you?
Oh, man. I used to have to open up after Eddie Griffin.
Oh, my God.
After he's done 3 hours on stage. Dave Chappelle. Wow, everybody, man, like everybody who goes in the comedy club, because it's like a mainstream room. So anybody's George Lopez, anybody could come in the comedy store.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, man, Faison Love, man.
What's the most
You name
popular
it.
room in there? Like belly room or something like that? It's the most.
The belly room was created for women comics because
Oh.
Missy didn't like women comics.
Really?
She didn't like the way they screamed and it was loud. Always had the same kind of subjects, but she knew that it was something that was funny, so she created the belly room for that. I would say the Comedy Store, and then Nichelle Murdoch. Shout out to Nichelle Murdoch. She has the comedy room that CP is hosting now. Shout out CP Detroit, and I started that room.
Really?
with Nichelle. Crack 'em Up Thursday. So I started that with her because she needed a regular to host the room. So I was a regular.
Dope.
So
Did you start off as a doorman there, or did you
Nah.
just get right into it?
Missy picked me.
Wow, that's dope.
So I'm, Yoda picked me. So I'm a Jedi right off the way.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Man.
Right
So-
off.
Pauly Shore picks you to be in this movie based off his mom's recommendation.
Yeah. He didn't know me, but he's seen me a couple times.
Dope.
But he didn't know me. And shout out to Pauly Shore because so a lot of people know, if you're a Hollywood guy, you know that Pauly Shore owns the two houses behind the Comedy Store too. So he just walks up the walkway and just goes home, which is fucking nuts. Like some Batman shit. So we go up there, hey, come on, we're gonna have a party. Come on, man. So he's telling me, come on, you my brother now. So we go upstairs and we drinking and all kind of shit is around, everything you can imagine. And I see this white girl. I'm like, damn, I'm from Detroit. I ain't had no white girl before. I'm like, oh, man, that bitch is bad. Really? Hey, Sandra, come over here and suck his cock right now.
Pauly Shore said that?
Yeah. You want to take her home, Spanky? Yeah, he's dope. I love him.
Man,
He calls me, hey, meet me at Mills. It's fucking crazy.
that's always gonna be my dream one day to meet Pauly Shore, man. I was over idolizing his ass when Encino Man came out. I watched
my God.
30, 40 times a night. I'm watching that movie.
Hey, if he ever comes here and we ever around the same time, we friends now. So
Man, please, let me know.
Yeah, I definitely.
I went to watch him at a show in Ferndale. I think it was the Magic Bag, I'm pretty sure. But I was like, it's crazy to watch people's career from when you're a child till now and just see how it develops and orchestrates and everything like that. And
Yeah.
even for you, it's like people from Detroit don't know it, but they've been watching you for the longest time, not knowing that you're from the city and how you develop. And then people from LA are watching you develop. But a lot of people, it kind of sucks to be in a position where you're supposed to be at that Hollywood level. Like you're supposed to be up with the big dogs and being a part of that conversation all the time. You're a part of the conversation, but you're not like at that top lineup for whatever reason.
Well, I went as far as I could go without sucking somebody's dick, and that's just kind of where it stopped for me.
Wow.
Once the sex play shit started coming around, I'm cool. Like, oh, okay.
You got time, Spanky?
That's all y'all want to get.
I got time.
I said, that's all. That's what this is about. Come on.
Like the how to get into the door, like selling your soul, basically.
Basically.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people that sold their soul before and after.
Damn.
I've seen it.
What's it
And
like
I ain't
watching
like
somebody that you knew sell their soul? Like, how do you watch the transition of what happens to them?
They're just druggy. They gotta get fucked up all the time. They gotta be high, like they suck the dick and don't want nobody to know it. So they high.
I've actually heard this from multiple friends that are in Hollywood and multiple friends that work in entertainment, that there can be some type of quote unquote sacrifice that you make, whether it's you or some type of situation that you want to get higher access to things.
I'm pretty sure.
It's kind of like
definitely sure.
The Illuminati idea of it.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
I got mail from them before. I got invited to the Illuminati parties in churches before.
Right.
But I was in the business. I was in the swimming pool. So, yeah.
It's a real so you're saying it's like a real thing.
I would say.
What's their incentive to make you do stuff that's like outside of this world to find success? Is it like
I think it's kind of like being a drill rapper, how you just rap about killing and death and take drugs and just always keep the negative shit out there. And, that's what they pay you for. So they say.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I'll say.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah.
After Pauly Shore's movie, what's your next step after that? Or did we rewind actually from where we were? Where we rewinded a little bit, right?
Just a little bit, but yeah. So Pauly, I want to say that was probably my first movie. So yeah, Pauly Shore's dead, and then after that, I want to say Wild 'N Out kind of came. I was doing a lot of stand up in L.A. and showcasing the other level. And then Nick came with that, and then we started that, and it was fucking awesome. And then it wasn't. And then I started doing movies, which were great. And then I ended up doing a movie for Nick, School Dance.
Yep.
Cult classic. Shout out to Nick for that and everybody in it. Nick gave my part away because I was doing this character named Gorgeous Blood. And he gave that character to Kevin Hart. He was pretty cuz in that movie. So I think he wouldn't even I don't think Nick even think I would do the movie after I found that out. I was like, no, man, fuck it. I'm a writer. I don't care about that. Give me another role. Well, ain't no other roles. It's only this role. All right, I'll take it. So he gave me a little bitty part that only supposed to have one scene, and I stretched that to 4.
Damn.
Because I knew what to do in these situations. And I knew everybody. Hey, man, bring me to the party. Well, I'm going to stand right here. And then I just kept fitting myself in. So I'm good at that.
What do you think it is that you already prove at the point that you can develop and design entire productions? But you're still having to be a part of other people's productions, right?
Right.
Afterwards. What is it where you can't just be like, yo, I already did one of the biggest TV shows that's ever hit this fucking world.
Right.
Let me start my next whole thing, because you already showed that you can do it, right?
Right.
So did you ever think about that? Did you ever think like, let me develop my own show or movie or anything like that?
Yeah, a lot of times, man. I pitched a lot of times, a lot of movies, a lot of sitcoms, etc. Web series. I could do that on my own, but I always like to use other people's money. So
yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So. But yeah, and I got a lot of that stuff in the works too. So I retired for like 8 years. I didn't think I would retire for that long. I thought it would just be like something small. I met my wife, and so I was like, let's have some kids, and I just want to not do this for a second, and it ended up being 8 years.
Did you like need to get a job or anything, or did you have enough money to chill?
No, it was a lot of hardship, but I lived off the money that I had saved, and then till that ran out, and then we would just survive.
Did you touch $1 million through your work?
Oh man, several.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Wait, because you bought a Maserati, you had to be going crazy.
Yeah. I had an Aston Martin, a fucking Lamborghini before, a fucking Maserati. I said that. My man gave me a Ferrari, Rampage Jackson. UFC fighter. That was my other homie.
He gave you a Ferrari?
Yeah. Okay, so that's a wild story. So I lived like 2 doors down from him in the OC. And so he had so many cars that he was getting ticketed like every Tuesday or some shit. So it started off with, let me park my cars over there, I'll pay your rent. Hell yeah. Then it was like, come to my classes. And then, so it's, trained me for 12 years. I was in his classes and shit. And eventually it was like he got more cars and was like, you want one of those cars? Pick one. I want that one. You can have it.
Wow.
Okay. Find somewhere so I can park these other cars. Shit. All right. I had the 18 van in my driveway for probably about 6 months, 7 months.
From the movie?
Yeah.
Just chilling?
The actual fucking van.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. For real.
Did you use it?
I drove it around a few times. I ain't really want to touch that. He had Maseratis there. He had all kind of fucking Aston Martins and all kind of.
The history behind the 18 van is insane.
Yeah, I drove it around though. But he had Lamborghinis, bro. Like more than one.
You're like at that time the perfect example of relationships. Like it's all you can live just off
all about relationships.
Yeah, you can literally
all about relationships.
Wow.
All about relationships. So me being home I know I don't have a lot of relationships out here, but people like Sada Baby, I met Sada Baby, cool as fuck. Like I could be his friend. He ignorant enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm ignorant too, so it's cool. I like T Grizzly.
Yeah.
I would see him in the airport a lot of times. I wasn't on the same episode he was in Wild 'N Out. He was like, I thought you was going to be there. And I was like, well, that would have been our time to meet. But
yeah, Sada was there too, the same day as T Grizzly episode, I'm pretty sure. Or
I'm pretty sure that.
Yeah.
That might have been the separation.
He was sitting on the side, but he wasn't on the stage.
Okay. Because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of these people, I met Dej Loaf a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Cool as hell.
Well, some of those cats don't stay out here, right? Like, I think T's in LA now, and they just outside too. So it's like a lot of people, once they get to a certain level, they don't really, it's not like they facilitate. I always tell people that, like, the reason it's so hard to make it in Detroit is because the stars usually go towards the cities that have heavy traction of other celebrities and entertainers, because there's a constant network of work. Because you're always working out there, you know what I'm saying?
Always.
So over here, you're kind of like,
work. Here is like, I'm gonna just take the work, and then I'm glad you said that, because, and here's something that probably, if you ever thought of this, like when a Detroit person goes somewhere and gets famous or does well somewhere else, they never come back. That's why people don't know I'm from here.
They come back when they have to make some pay, because they know their fan base is here. So it's like, I'm gonna sell my CD, and I know
kind of. Well, for comedy, it's different because it's so territorial. Like, and it's so cliquish. Even out here, like, I've done the most out of my generation of comics. It's great comedians in Detroit, and it's comedians that's funnier than I am. But I have went to where it's at, and they didn't. So I shot the dice and won, and they didn't shoot the dice yet. So, but the thing is, when you come back, they don't treat you right. They don't treat you like, it's almost like a punishment for you being successful. Like, come on, man.
Well, you're kind of getting like the Eminem treatment, right? Because a lot of people go, Eminem was a huge, contribution to Detroit's music scene and the fact that he blew up from it. But they go like, well, where's the collaborations with like the artists, or where's like the, handouts, or where is anything like that?
Yeah, but it don't work like that.
Right.
It never works that way. It's never that. If you get put on, it's because you were there. It's like to put on a person that's not standing there. It's just hard to do. Mm-hmm. Very hard to do. Most you could do is say, hey, man, send me some jokes. I'll send you some money. I'm writing for this person right now.
Yeah.
I try to keep people in the loop like that.
Well, you got a good thing you got a project coming out, the Blackballed comedy episodes coming out, or they call it your special. Your comedy special is coming out.
Yeah, it's a Tubi original.
Yeah.
Called Blackballed. And I'm gonna just call out names. It's gonna be like a comedy version of Machiavelli, Tupac's Machiavelli album. I was just yelling names out and threatening people. And I'm doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
He's like, Chino XL, fuck you too. He's going crazy.
Yeah. Corey Holcomb, fuck you too. Yeah. But I don't wish nothing bad on Corey Holcomb though. I just wish he didn't say my name.
I think when people watch it, it's highly entertaining.
Right. That's all it is.
But they don't go like, are they about to pull up on each other? Like, nobody thinks that.
I don't think he would want that. I'm too gangster out here. None against him, but
comedians going at it is crazy though, because it's supposed to be like the most fun. It's supposed to be like the fun side of things, where like guns are never drawn when it's comedy. It's only supposed to be rap that shit's going down.
Oh my god, comedy is on the stage. The real show is out waiting to go up. Like, haters coming around.
You ever see comedians go at it during your time, like actually like afterwards or anything like that?
Yeah, all the time.
For what?
People fight all the time over jokes. Over, but that's my style, I was supposed to go up, you went up in front of me and did a whole bunch of time, now I can't go up, type shit. Yeah, so it's war.
What's the craziest incident you ever seen as far as like a comedy show, like debacle?
Probably like a guy pulling a gun in the audience, and walking backwards like, fuck you, motherfucker. I was on stage, dude, put a gun on me.
Damn.
I said, I got a lot of witnesses, motherfucker. And they started laughing. So I was like, wow.
He starts laughing too, like, you got me, motherfucker.
Right, he just put his shit up and got the fuck on. This
Get back
crazy.
Well, I'm a huge fan of comedy, man. I've been watching. Well, the first time I was watching comedy was when Comedy Central was doing Comedy Central Presents.
Okay.
And it was like my favorite time because you would just see like these kind of underground comedians get a chance at.
Oh yeah, like Ralphie May and all the recipes.
My favorite one was this guy named Dat Fan. He was like this.
Dat Fan, yeah.
You seen Dat Fan? Yeah. He was on Comedy Central Presents. I was like, what the fuck? Like he's hilarious,
man.
But I would just watch that and go nuts. But then my first like real dose of comedy was Dave Chappelle. When I seen For What It's Worth and Killing Them Softly, I was like, what the fuck world are we even in? This is top tier comedy.
And that was the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets the TV show, and then obviously, like you said, the hiatus happens, disappears, comes back. You know, obviously the content isn't as prolific and doesn't sting as hard.
They sucked the fun out of it.
Yeah,
they sucked the fun out, man. They're supposed to give him his DVDs, like the DVDs. With his money that they gave him, and plus if he owned the DVDs, he would get a nice, some good money. But they didn't want to give him the DVDs, so he was like, man, well, fuck that. Fuck $50 million. Give me the DVDs. I'll make that triple. Yeah. And they didn't want to give it to him. So that's what all that was.
It seemed like that's what it was, but then he went. I seen him perform live twice. After all that had happened, and he would, no cameras, no phones, and he would kind of talk about it. And he basically said he said this on TV too. He basically said, imagine you're in a room and they put $50 million on the table, but then they also pull out their balls and put that on the table too. Right. And it's like, you're going to have to do this to get that. And he was like, I'm not having any of that. So it kind of goes back to what you're saying about the kind of whole conspiracy of you have to sacrifice yourself in order to get the big change, right?
Yeah, it's no conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's just, who's willing and who's not.
What was your, how many times did you get to encounter meeting Dave Chappelle?
Man, a lot of times, man.
What was it like
Comedy
talking?
Store, Laugh Factory, shit here.
Did he get to watch you perform?
Yeah.
What would you guys' conversations be like?
Man, he's just a cool guy, man. Yeah. He's just cool, man. Dave is a cool guy. I don't even know how to describe him, man. Yeah. He's just a cool motherfucker, man. He just always been rich as soon as I known him. So he's been a rich guy who will talk to you. Pretty cool.
Can I ask you some of my personal questions about comedy that I kind of want to get insight from you from?
Sure.
Carlos Mencia and Joe Rogan. Obviously, Carlos Mencia was doing jokes, and a lot of people could say that he was taking jokes from Bill Cosby and from Bobby Lee and other comedians around the world.
Shout out Bobby Lee.
Joe Rogan. I know you guys I seen a picture of you guys together too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Joe Rogan approaches him. This is on live camera, and it says he accuses Carlos of stealing jokes. Carlos denies it. But then Carlos has this TV show called Mind of Mencia that right after this happens, everything disappears. Carlos Mencia loses the show. He's not getting booked as much.
Right. And
the guy kind of disappears from the face of the earth. When you're watching something like this happen as a comedian, what's your perspective of it, especially probably knowing that you know these guys at the same time?
Well, I would start off by saying Carlos Mencia, real name ain't even Carlos. His real name is Nate. So he's not even, I don't even think he's Mexican.
I think he's German or something like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's like a hack. But I can't lie, he's not a cool guy. He's a pretty cool guy, but he's a hack. And, you can't do that with real Mexican. I love Mexicans. If you don't have a Mexican friend, you don't have a friend. Yeah, Mexicans are great. I'm telling you.
So when you're watching this as a comedian, what are you seeing perspective-wise? Like, are you just going like, this is a common thing and now somebody's getting exposed for it on the major level?
Well, no, he kind of exposed him early in the game. Like, I never seen nothing like that. And how he went and socked him or something, beat him up or something at the Comedy Store. Yeah, so it's like, but yeah, that's what happens, man. Like, that shit is war. When you get to L.A., man, you are eating oodles and noodles, bro. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, you might have a nice car, you might dress nice, you might have some road gigs, but, man, you're poor. You're poor. So you're not about to have nobody stealing from you. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's what I would say about that. He probably deserved it. I would say he deserved it.
Has anybody ever stole jokes from you?
Tons. Tons. I've stolen jokes from people when, and me coming up, trying to learn how to be funny. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's a part of the game.
Inspired or stole?
Both. I've stole people jokes before.
They call you, or did you just play?
Always been kind of a big dog in the game, so it's like nobody ain't gonna like say nothing. But I knew I was wrong. Yeah. But it just taught me how to. So I would steal a joke that was kind of sound like something I would say. I just wouldn't steal a joke, but that's how you grow in comedy. Everybody's stolen a joke. People on the internet now, forget about it. They don't write jokes. They just look at Comic View and look at Def Jam and look at old shit and then put a skit together off with a joke.
Yeah. Comedians come on my show all the time and they're like, this guy stole a joke from me. And I'm like, damn, well, it's hard to verify, so we can't just make accusations right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. To me, it's the first person to put it on TV. That's what joke it is.
Damn.
Anything under that, fuck that shit.
Before we close out, man, as far as your entire career, as you can look at it, what was for you the most monumental moment for yourself personally?
Man, waking up with a swimming pool. You know what I'm saying? I'm in fucking the OC. I'm in Huntington Beach. Fucking sand is at my front door. I got like 7 cars and I'm on TV every day. I go to fucking Gucci store and they just give me 40% off and I'm fucking living. Like I'm buying my mom a crib and whatever is the problem, I became that one uncle in everybody's family. Like, just call Uncle Carlos. And, I'm the problem solver, the wolf. If you ever seen Pulp Fiction, I became the wolf.
Yep.
So that was a good time for me, and because I did that, that's why I don't struggle now or even when I was really fucked up. There was a point I was kind of really fucked up. But that's what got me out of the rabbit hole because I was so good to people when I was up, all the way up. Like, so I would say that was probably my best point. I did a movie with Rick Ross and like a whole bunch of other rappers and all of the Mexican people at the time. It just never came out, and it was called Days of Wrath. And if that movie would have came out, out of here. I'd have been so untouchable.
Did you have a main role?
Yeah.
Damn.
Definitely had a main role.
What are the chances of the movie being released?
I think it's like on probably some prime shit now. I don't know. I don't even look for it no more.
Oh, damn.
But it was, we did it like 15 years ago. And, bro, that movie was crazy. I had a stunt dummy. So I was like, whoa, I know I did some shit on this movie. I had a fucking stunt dummy. So it's like, yeah, man, it's hit or misses, man, but I love this shit, bro. I fucking love it. I'll do it all over again because a lot of niggas ain't did what I've done. So they never will. And that's a great part, I feel, in my career is like a person could do a whole bunch of shit, but they could never do as much as I did. And you'll never be able to do it. The opportunity is gone. So it's like nobody's going to have an all-black show anymore that's going to run 30 years.
And yeah, the whole entertainment industry is just shifted in a way where like there is no like run that you can have.
It's no more runs.
Yeah, like who's gonna be that guy that's like I did this for this long? Like Ice Cube was really the one. Like when he did the Friday series, he was really the one. He was
doing a new Friday coming out too.
Yeah, they got another Friday coming out, but he was doing like Friday lottery ticket. He was doing all these different types of segments. Are We There Yet? All those movies like child movies and stuff, like just destroying it. But it's like who's gonna be able to do that again? Like Tyler Perry had his run too. But like, how do you do that again? It's because social media doesn't allow people to care. Yeah, nobody cares anymore.
Attention spans is too low.
Exactly. So you got the special coming out, man. Tell everybody how they can watch it and how they can come see it in person as well.
Oh man, it's gonna be in New York. I think I don't know the date, but this month in November. So I'm getting ready for that. It's gonna be a Tubi original. So look out for that. I haven't got some movies that's coming out to Cannes soon too. Shout out to Shia LaBeouf, man. He put me in the game.
Shia LaBeouf?
That's my guy, man. And
what are you and Shia LaBeouf doing together, man?
Oh man, rapping and skateboarding and smoking weed and Hey, Shiloh's the guy, man. Shiloh was supposed to be on Wildin' Out, man, but then he got the Transformer deal right before, like days before, and like, I can't do it now. Like, fuck. Yeah, we almost had him on Wildin' Out, man.
That's crazy, man. That's the most random person ever to almost be on Wildin' Out.
Oh, Shiloh can rap though.
Really?
Fuck yeah. Shiloh can rap, freestyle. He freestyles out for days.
You know, when I read YouTube comments about you a lot, it's interesting because a lot of people have massive support for you, but what they'll say is they'll be like, "Man, he couldn't manage it. He couldn't manage everything because it was too much happening." So
it was too much happening.
Yeah, and it's interesting that people can listen to your interviews and feel that way. Like it was too much going on to manage, right?
Bro, it was too much. I was bombarded by, and then I'm listening to so many voices that I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want to do this shit. I just want to perform and fuck bitches and, do some cocaine every now and then. You know what I mean? I don't want to,
Yeah.
No, it was too much. But, I don't regret it, though. And now I know how to approach it. Yeah, you got to own it. If you don't own it, you're not doing shit. You're waiting to get hired. And,
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
I did that waiting to get hired shit already.
Do you feel like you can still curate the way you used to now? Like, do you feel like you could look at something and be like, here's how we can transform this to work?
I still do it. I write for a lot of people. I just don't want to say their name.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, but I write for a lot of people. A lot of big people that's out right now.
Damn.
Yeah.
How does that work as far as the payment? Do they just go like, how do you value a joke? Like, how do you value how much joke's worth?
Well, I just work out a monthly thing, like from pay me this a month, and every joke, every day or every other day, I'm going to shoot you some jokes, whatever. Use them, not use them. Whatever.
That's got to be a big fucking business, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I'm writing for a girl right now, so that's kind of fun. Yeah. Get to be raunchy.
What's the biggest question the most common question you get from upcoming comedians that want to get to the level that you got to?
They just asking me, can I hook them up with Nick?
Oh, man. They don't actually like comedian questions like, yo, what's the best way to approach like this situation or that situation? They just ask you for connections?
Yeah, they just be like,
that's
man,
like the dumbest thing
I know you know Nick, so hook me up with Nick. Like, oh, come on.
I would ask you, well, I tried to go on stage before.
Okay.
Because I wanted to try stand-up at one point. I was like, let me go on stage. But a huge fight broke out right before my set. Like, I had to wait 3 hours for my set. And then right when my slot came up, the fight broke out.
Oh.
So I was like, this is God's sign to not do this. So I was like, let me just get the fuck out of here.
I would say just comedy is fun if you having fun. Meaning like you gotta be saying new stuff. That's why I always like to freestyle. So it could be new. I'll bomb. See, I'm a home run hitter. So I strike out too. Like I'll strike out. I don't give a fuck. But if it's like a big crowd or arena or something like that, then I'll go with some shit that I know that works. You know what I'm saying? But it's still kind of freestyle. But I don't mind being there striking out. I don't mind.
Really?
I don't give a fuck.
So you could bomb for like a whole set and just be all right.
Yeah, but I'll never truly bomb if you give me enough time. To me, it's about timing. So it's like you give me 7 minutes, I might not do that good because I'm used to doing an hour. You know what I mean? So it's like, but you give me an hour, I might start off slow, but by the end, it's over.
Yeah.
You
so you just need time. Like eventually you're going to figure out what works with the audience.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm so freestyle. I'm throwing shit at them. So I might throw the wrong shit at them in the beginning. So it's like, oh, okay. So then I got to work it out. Then I got them. Then I can go, okay. So it's like, I just got to have fun. If I don't have fun,
is there no revival point for a certain while if you are working a crowd and they're not flowing with you? Is there ever like a point of no return where it's like, I'm never going to get this crowd. It's never going to happen. I should just walk off the stage right now? Or is there always a chance to get them back?
I think it's always a chance.
Damn.
It's always a chance. Because somebody's going to chuckle. Like, you just got to keep talking. Just keep talking and keep talking and keep talking. And have fun.
Yeah.
And if you having fun, they're going to have fun. If you struggling, they're going to know you're struggling. So they're going to be like, I'm not sure of him. But just look. I don't look people in the face. I look up. I don't look them in the face.
Oh, you don't look at people's eyes when you do comedy?
Hell no. That throw me off. So it's like, I don't look at them. And then I don't really want to talk about them either. Unless they talk about me. If they say something about me, then yeah. But I got real jokes. Like I don't give a fuck about capping and bagging. Fuck all that. I don't care about that. Now I'll do it off stage with other comedians. Boo Capone, shout out. Brent Taylor, shout out. You know, in my LA cast, we bag all day when we see each other.
No.
So, but I don't want to do that on stage. On stage, I got some jokes for your ass.
Who is the biggest comedian to ever bump you, and who have you ever bumped that was upcoming that became big?
I bumped a gang of people. Yeah, word. All over the world. But I would say Martin Lawrence bumped me before.
Damn.
And I was like super cool because I ain't give a fuck. I wanted to see him too. Like, oh, hell yeah. Like, oh, he bumped me? All right, that's cool.
That's dope.
That's all right.
And then you bumped a lot of comedians yourself?
A lot of comedians.
How's it feel when you bump a comedian?
I don't know. I don't even look at him in the face. It's like an arrogant thing. Like fuck you. Like, I'm here now. So, okay, sit down. I prefer you not watch me, but okay. Watch me if you dare. Type shit. Yeah.
Very, very funny, man. Man, it's an honor to have you on. Like I said earlier, man, a lot of comedians, they come on here. We've had Josh Adams,
I love Josh.
Comic J. Will, Jackpot the
Will,
Juice. Everybody
Jackpot.
always mentions your name every time they're on here. They're always like,
That's good.
they're always bringing you up.
I love them, man. They're my brothers, man. They're my Detroit brothers, man.
Yep.
All of the people you name, I wish they would get out of here, though.
That's what Jackpot said. He was like, if I just left, I'd be out of here.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's hard to get out in the first place sometimes. Right?
Well, you got to go to something. You can't just leave.
Yeah.
If you just leave, you're going to end up more fucked up than what you are right now.
Have a little plan,
You
something.
got to have some kind of plan. And it almost ain't a plan, but you got to kind of have some kind of plan because your money going to slow up when you get up there because you're not going to be doing what you're doing here. So you got to save up, man. It's all about saving up.
For sure.
Having bread. Because you think nobody give a fuck about you in Detroit? Oh, go to L.A. Nobody give a fuck. My own cousin kicked me out.
What do you mean?
Like, he kicked me out the house. Like, no, you can't just be a comedian and stay at my house. You got to have a job. Damn. I just got here 3 days ago.
Yeah.
So, you know. It is what it is, though.
So you live there right now, though. So
yeah,
we're here right now. Just you're here for your family things and to work on. You're gonna go to where are you filming the special at again?
In New York.
Okay, so New York is the filming spot, so we can't see it obviously until it comes out.
No, but it'll be out like first of the year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it'll be out first of the year.
I look forward to seeing that, man.
Yep, man. You know, and upcoming comedians, man. Fallon, we got Fallon in the building. Look out for her. She'll be doing a lot of stuff. I actually met her in L.A. too, so she's from L.A.
Oh, cool.
Also, well, she's from here, but she.
She's from Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, we, that's what it's all about, man. Just forming a team. Everybody had to have their own team. The Wayans, they're brothers, but they still a team. You know, it's different teams. Like, what's my man name? Adam Sandler has his 6 people that he puts in all his movies.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ben Stiller has his 6 that he has. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about that. That's all it's about. And, you know.
That's where you're at right now with it. Right now, you're kind of redesigning that element, right?
Yeah, I'm just putting myself in the spot. Because that's what it's all about. Because you get friends, they'll help you push your thing along. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of different than asking somebody to borrow $50 than to say, hey, man, can you help me invest in my movie? I already got a role. I already got a shot. We could reshoot it and put you in it. And we could shoot a couple of these scenes over and, you know, boom. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like, the scripts ain't nothing no more. You got to have it shot. Or at least a short film.
Yeah.
You know.
Like a pilot.
Yeah, so pilot and get some investors, man. Don't try to, you know, and shout out to all the Tubi actors and stuff that's in Detroit. I see that they try to be a little arrogant. That's kind of funny to me, but
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know. They just seem like they're like actors, but like, my bad, but you know, no, you're not an actor. You can't work at Chrysler in the daytime and then be a movie star at nighttime. It doesn't work like that.
Well, you know the whole system, right? The whole system is basically a director and a producer will come to Detroit and they'll be like, who's the hottest guys on Instagram?
Right.
Then they pick those guys and say, you're going to be in my movie because when we have to sell these tickets and get these people to hit the stream links, they're going to go to your page. You have 1 million followers,
right?
But you're the guy. But that guy might have no stage, no production
None.
credit, nothing. Just like straight off social media to movies.
Right.
And I'm not gonna name the name of one of our biggest comedians from Detroit. He experienced that where he was like, I'm in Hollywood movies now, and then they were like, no, you're done now. You don't got the chops for Hollywood.
Right.
He didn't get to warm up. He didn't get to go to high school for it, for the shit. He went straight to Hollywood because he had 7 million, 8 million followers.
That's crazy.
And it doesn't work like that, right?
It doesn't work like that.
They
would hope that it would, and it would be like a daydream, fairy tale if it did. But God, God bless them, but it's never worked. That's why I decided to get back in the game. So I think the game needs me because they went through a horrible time of internet comedians that none of them worked out. Some of them are great people. I love Ha Davis. I love a majority of all the internet guys that's from Detroit. They made me like the shit.
Yeah, Haha's legendary. He was just in Bad Boys 4 and 5, I think. I think he was in both Bad Boys. The newer Bad
I didn't
Boys.
even know that.
Yeah, he was in the new Bad Boys films.
I didn't know that.
It's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
Yeah. But as far as like our comedians, I think he's the one who broke out into Hollywood, the only one right now. He had a show on Comedy Central too. But I think they pulled the plug on it pretty quickly.
Because he ain't had me on it. No, but
I hear what you're saying though. You're back to kind of show people like how to do this shit, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I gotta show y'all. It's like I was in heaven and I got dropped back down to earth so I can show motherfuckers. Look, man, you're not doing this right. Like this is how you do this. This is how you do that. People need help, man. It's hard. The help gets harmed, unfortunately, because everybody think they know what they're doing. And let me say another thing to Detroit people: just because you have money doesn't mean that you can have a great project. Money is for broke people. How about that? So
elaborate.
Money is for broke people. If that's all you got is money, you don't got shit. You got to pay for everything. Bitches to like you. You got to buy bottles so bitches can. Got to spend a bunch of money on jewelry. I got all that shit, man. I don't wear that shit no more, man. I still got it though, but I don't wear that shit. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, you kind of came Lions game.
Yeah,
chill.
you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of up in the air. I was like, oh shit, let me get over here.
Yeah, nah.
So, but yeah, man. No, I'm just rocking my Detroit shit because niggas don't know I'm from Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm from Detroit, motherfuckers.
Let's make it known.
Yeah, we out here.
I appreciate you doing this, man. Look forward to the special and everything that comes.
Yeah, man.
It's great to see somebody who's accomplished so much from the city come back and talk about his career, his accomplishment, the timeline, to give people inspiration, but to also understand that the game is way more complex and intricate than we perceive it to be because we're still upcoming. Everybody here from the city is still upcoming. Even when we felt like we made it, it's like
you still got to go to the Beast.
My God, right?
Yeah.
You still got to go to
the
place.
Beast ain't here. This is the best gym in the world, though.
Yeah.
This is the best entertainment gym. Go on stage, go do some shows, try your new songs out, try your new jokes out, try your new clothes out, this is your play, try it out. This is the best place for that.
I heard like in LA, it's almost feels like you're not being disrespected, but it's curt. Like when you're auditioning, it's almost like, all right, you're done. Move.
Yeah, it's over. You're done.
And it's like they're not talking to you nicely afterward, right?
No.
Once you're in that.
This is how you know you get, before we go, this is how you know you get fired in Hollywood. They just stop answering your phone calls.
Ugh.
Yeah.
For sure. Appreciate you doing this. Spanky Hayes is in the building, man. New special coming out, Blackballed. Everybody go check it out. I'll be streaming it and watching it myself to see what's going on. Hopefully come back in a few months, keep us updated. We're at Parallel Sound Studios. Dope. Yeah, whenever you want, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
hey, shout out to my wife and my kids, man. Jedi and my daughter's named Jedi. We were talking about Star Wars earlier. Lily and Jedi and Kobe. My son Kobe.
You named him Kobe. Legendary.
Yeah. Damn, I got choked up. But yeah, shout out to my kids, my wife Shay, my mom. Thanks for getting better. Thanks for bringing me back home.
So,
yeah.
We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Low Visuals, shooting these productions. We're out.